What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Moonshine Talking. This is Dan. Uh, Welcome aboard. I'm trying something a little different today. I've been screwing around with StreamYard all day and doing all sorts of different things, trying to figure out the technology behind certain things. So I think that possibly I may have figured out how to do something a little bit different. And hopefully, if this works out and people dig it, then we might have a cool little way of doing things around here for the future and doing future videos and trying to do something a little bit different. And again, more along the lines of what I had in mind when I originally started doing the channel and coming up with an idea and the concept for the channel. You have to, I'll apologize if I'm speaking in more hushed tones because it's really early in the morning. It's like 2:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time on a Tuesday. But I've been screwing with this stuff all night, trying to research and figure the technology out. So uh, I've trying to figure out how to. What I've been doing is I've been trying to figure out how to put dual monitors together. It didn't work at first. I think I finally figured out how to do it, and then I tried to figure out how to put it to StreamYard and like switch windows and stuff like that. And then I think I finally figured out how to do that. So we're going to try this out. So the idea here, the concept is, even though it's Tuesday morning, we're going to call this Monday Night Metal News, and we're going to start off with first of all, let's let's move over here, and we are going to. Here we go. I think I've realized what I'm trying to do here. So I got a couple news and notes of things that were came to my attention and I found interesting, and I want to share with everybody. You may or may not have heard of some of it. Half of you probably have, because I'm still out of the loop with a lot of stuff that I'll find about something like 3 months after the fact, and be like, everyone's like, "Yeah, then that happened a while ago." So it just is what it is. I kind of live in a bubble as far as between work and all the other stuff that I do. I kinda just, stuff misses me, and I as much as I muck around on my computer, I don't spend a lot of time on it, if that makes sense. But anyhow, so first of all, one of the first things that I found out recently that really I was really stoked about was Acid Bath is reuniting. They are they're doing a show at a festival, and I'm gonna look down too. Sorry to keep interrupting myself, but they are doing a show at a festival called Sick New World, and it's going to be basically it's a lot of normie bands you can see. Like there's they got Metallica and Linkin Park and Evanescence and Queens of the Stone Age, which I love a lot of early Queens of the Stone Age stuff. A lot of it I haven't listened to them in a while, but I enjoy early Queens of the Stone Age. There's a lot of stuff I could give a crap about. 311, the Flaming Lips. Uh, but yeah, there's some cool stuff. There's quite a bit of there's a different array of bands and stuff like that on there. But you can see they got Cannibal Corpse is on the show. Mayhem, if you're into Mayhem. Down, I love Down. We're gonna get into Down in a second here. The Melvins, Cradle of Filth, Carcass, uh, Machine Head. I know some people they're kind of on the fence or don't really care for Machine Head. They put on a great show, in my opinion. I've seen them before, and even though I know a lot of people are kind of they're they're kind of they have mixed feelings on Rob Flynn. He's kind of a polarizing individual, but yeah, they do a good show, and I like a lot of their tunes. Testament, you got friggin' Quicksand. I don't know if people are familiar with them. They're more like an all rock band from the mid '90s, but they had a couple good tunes. What's friggin' Slip? I think is the name of the album. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's kind of like mid to late '90s uh, alt rock, like post grunge kind of thing. They were kind of at the tail end of the grunge movement, but they really weren't a grunge band. Kind of like more along the lines of like a Helmet or something like that. But yeah, and then Arch Enemy. I know some people kind of don't like Arch Enemy, but they put on a good show. I've seen them before. Stabbing Westward, they're more industrial, an industrial band, but they're pretty good. I enjoy a lot of their stuff. But anyhow, to the point at hand, yeah, Acid Bath is getting back together, and there was a lot of rumors swirling around. So Sammy, he came out and talked about it, and yeah, that's what they're doing. He put out a video post, and he said that yeah, they are getting back together. It's going to be him, Dax Riggs, Mike Sanchez. They got Zach Simmons, who plays drums in Goat Whore. Alex Bergeron, he played on Agents of Oblivion. And yeah, it should be really cool. I don't know exactly if I'm going to go see it, but yeah, that is something that I'm super stoked for, and that's pretty killer. I really I like the idea. I love it. I love the idea of getting Acid Map getting back together. I was stoked to hear that Soylent Green were getting back together and playing some festivals. Hopefully, this leads to Acid Bath getting out there a little bit more, getting back in the rotation. Same thing with Soylent Green. I love Goat Whore. Obviously, I love Goat Whore. But if this means that we get both new Soylent Green and new Acid Bath, I'm all for Goat Whore taking a break. As much as I love them, I know they're on tour. They're doing European. They're doing some gigs with I Hate God right now. So that'd be a killer show. They've toured together before, but that's awesome. But it'd be cool to see that happen. And I kind of get the feeling that maybe stuff like that may or may not be happening. That's just my personal opinion, but that'll lead into partially why I think that because next up, and I'm kind of excited about this one, is that we got some news on the down front. We got new down coming in 2025. So that's exciting. Another thing I'm really excited about, I love down. Uh, and they talked to Kirk, and he was talking about how they're gonna be getting together, and they got 10 new songs cooked up, and yeah, I love down. It's like probably as far as sludgy, doomier metal stuff, more the stoner based stuff. You know, Pepper from COC, Phil. Originally, they had Todd Strange and Kirk from Crowbar, Jimmy Bauer on drums. Yeah, they were like one of the first like sludge stoner super groups, and they put out killer stuff. They're obviously now they're doing the festival circuit a little bit, and it'd be cool to hear some new stuff from them next year. I'm actually really looking forward to that, and it should be really cool. Personal opinion, I personally thought that when Pantera went out on tour, this would have been my idea. I would have had, and I don't know how much strain it would put on Phil and the rest of the guys or whatnot, but my opinion would have been I would have I would have had Pantera headlining, be like the finale of the night of the evening. You can do your friggin' like people call it Cowboys from Hell because it's not really Pantera, but you do that. But have you COC and Crowbar and I Hate God go out there, open up the show. Have them perform a couple let them do like a half hour or 45 minutes or whatever the case might be. Go out there and warm up the crowd. Then you go out there. You have Down do some stuff or you have Pantera do their thing, and then you do an encore, and you have Down come out, and just something like that. I kind of felt like that would have been a little bit better than what they came up with. But I know it's kind of like they're mainstream. It's an IP at this point, and it's kind of and it's a cash grab of sorts. I know it's a tribute to the Paul brothers and all that, and that's cool and all, but at the same time, it is what it is, but it would have been much cooler, I think, at least for the fans and the diehards if they had done something like that. But that's just my opinion, and what do I know? So give me a second here. So I thought those were a couple of pretty cool things. Also, the next thing that I found out about that I thought was pretty cool is we got a local band, a local Florida sludge band called Hollowleg. I've talked about them before. I've gone and seen them a couple of times here locally at various shows, and I was skulking around on the archives, and I saw that they got a new album coming out in a few weeks. So that's pretty killer. I'm definitely going to pick that up and looking forward to hearing it. But I figured, yeah, I'll just show you real quick. But let me get on the right screen. Boom. Yeah, your boy's getting better at this. So anyhow, uh, yeah, it's called Echoes. It's coming out December 6th of this year. Uh, I'm sure they'll be gigging with the thing. Trying to see if they're putting it out independently or who might be putting it out. But yeah, they're a really, really cool band, really cool stoner sludge band. And I figured, yeah, let's real quick. Let's just hear give a little taste of this first song here, "Poison Bite" by Holler. Yeah, it's Poison Bite. It looks like, and well, that's what it says. But I don't think that that's. No, this is Dust. I think this might be. Okay, yes, this is the current EP out. So just scratch that. We're not going to play that, but yeah, you kind of get the idea. Again, I'm just kind of playing around with this thing and trying to get the hang of things. But yeah, so we won't play that. I won't play that, even though I like playing stuff, playing their stuff, and showing people different bands that I'm into, and especially in that genre. And then this one's kind of like a bit more controversial, but we'll get around to it here real quick. I just thought it was worth noting. But let's move over here, and if I can move down to my screen here, it's not. Give me a second again. There we there we go. I'm looking down because I got the monitor on the ground. This is kind of a very DIY jerry-rigged setup for the moment. But yeah, here we go. This one I thought was kind of interesting. As you know, I'm a big Iced Earth fan, and apparently John Schaefer, he just got his sentence for his activities during the unpleasantness a few years ago, and he's got here. We'll show you real quick. Let me take my ugly mug off the screen. He got 3 years probation, some community service, and he basically he avoided an S ton of jail time because he was looking at with the two charges that he had, the one being the obstructing federal proceedings. I think that carried with it a 20-year sentence, and then the having a weapon, the bear spray that he had on federal grounds or restricted building. That carried with it, I want to say, 20 to 41-year sentence. I mean, just due to the nature and the scope and uh, severity of what he did and or where he was and all that sort of thing. Like, yeah, they were going to throw the book at him, and then he ended up cooperating with the government and wound up in witness protection, so on and so forth. So he ended up pleading down to what he's got. So good, bad, indifferent, ugly, whatever your opinion is on that whole situation. That's the news as far as that goes. If it leads to him making new music and some new Ice Earth, I'm all for it. He seems to be of the belief that he just got basically carried away. It seems to be the gist of things. Uh, don't think the guy should have gone away for gone away the rest of his life for, you know, just basically being an idiot, and then that's it is what it is. But that's pretty much I'm trying to like I don't really want to go into great detail because I know sometimes on this platform, it gets kind of wonky and they tend to like, especially just with politics stuff. I try to avoid the politics stuff because it gets real divisive and people have very strong opinions one way or the other. So I just like talking to music. I just like talking about music and wrestling and entertainment and stuff that we can all kind of agree on, even though we all have very, very divergent opinions on various things and passionate ones at that. But at the same time, it's just a different animal from the political stuff. I mean, I talk politics with people privately, but at the same time, I don't really want to make like I'm not really trying to make my channel like that's it's I'm not trying to make it like cable news or anything like that. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if stuff comes up, I'll talk about it, but by and large, I try to stay away from that sort of stuff. You can get plenty of that elsewhere. But yeah, so that was that. So what do you think? Is this a keeper? Is this worth doing in the future? I don't know. Let me know because this I think kind of worked out a little bit better than I'd planned, and I actually kind of kept things a little bit on track and a little more on point, and it's less than 20 minutes long, which is unusual for me because I can babble for a while here. But yeah, so that that was that. This is our we're gonna call this our Monday Night Metal news with moonshine. Lots of alliteration and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's what I got for you. As always, everybody, stay sick, stay heavy, stay brutal. Always tuck your chin up on impact. Don't forget to breathe. Everyone have a good one. I will talk to you on the next one. I probably should have thrown I probably should have thrown some wrestling stuff in there, but I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head. But again, this was just like an experiment. So let me know what you think. All right, I'm out of here. I should probably go get to sleep. Take it easy. Everyone have a good one. Later.